the new subtopic. So you can see this is, I use the previous, what do you call it? The tree diagram over here. So this is what we learned in the previous lesson, the converse, transitive property, additive inverse, multiplicative inverse. Okay, today we are going to learn how to form linear inequalities based on the daily life situation and vice versa, and how to solve problem involving linear inequality. Okay, if I can't finish this part over here, then we will just learn the first one. If I can continue with the second one, problem solving, then we just go ahead. Okay, so if you can see in your GC, I already posted. Later on, I'm going to let you know whether you are going to do both the worksheet or just one of it. Okay, now let us look at how to solve that. Here. The first one, construct a linear inequality based on each situation below. Okay, and then Pak Samad is a gasing uri maker in Kelantan. The time T days Pak Samad spends in making a gasing uri is less than 42 days. So this one is very simple. When they ask you to construct linear inequality, you just have to use less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Okay, now, before we try to choose the correct answer over here, you will need to know the symbol that is used for each of it. For example, greater than, less than, this one is simple, you already know. But when it comes to this, there are certain words that you need to remember. For example, I move it here. Okay, this is a smart tip from your book. So, when you see the word at least, we are going to use greater than. At least, I have at least 10 ringgit, meaning that I have more 10 ringgit and above. Okay, not less than. Not less than, also use the same symbol. I have not less than 3 books, meaning I have 3 books and above. Minimum, same thing. I have minimum 3 pencils. Okay, minimum of 3 pencils, meaning I have 3 pencils and above. It can be 3, 4, or 5, and so on. When it comes to less than, you will see this word, at most. Okay, so for example, the point that he scored in the exam, at most 80 marks, meaning he scored 80 marks and below. So it is less than. Same thing with not more than. Not more than 80 marks, meaning less than or equal to 80 marks. The maximum marks that he scored is 80. Same thing, it can score 80, 79, 78, and so on. Understand, class?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now we try to see this situation given over here. So can you choose the word that he used in the situation given for A? Can you see the word, the important word that you are going to decide?
Less than.
Less than.
Yes, very good. So if it is less than, simple, we are just going to use this symbol. And then from the time given, they already give you the unknown. So T days, meaning that Pak Samad used less than 42 days to make his gasing uri. T less than 42 is the linear inequality. Easy, right? Okay, now we look at the second question here. In a fishing competition, the participant can win a prize if the length, L centimeter of the fish caught is at least 32 centimeter. So in a fishing competition, the length of the fish caught is at least 32 centimeter. From the word at least, what symbol do you use? Can it be greater than? Can, right?
Greater than or equal to.
Very good. Greater than or equal to. It can be the same as 32, and it also can be greater than 32. So the unknown is already given. You just need to write L is greater than or equal to 32. Okay? Remember, when it comes to linear inequality or linear equation, all of this, you don't write down the unit like this. Don't write any unit at the back. Just need to write down the unknown and the number involved like this. Okay, now we move to question C. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
No.
Very good. Later on, I'm going to give a bit of quiz for all the groups. So look at question C here. Make sure you focus. Madam Chen bakes a cake that has a mass of not more than 2 kg. So you got to imagine she makes a cake. The mass is not more than 2 kg. So if it is 2 kg, not more, meaning what? What is the symbol that you use? Can it
Less
be
than.
the same?
Less than.
It can be the same as 2 kg or not? Not more. Not more. Can it be the same as 2 kg?
No.
It can. When they say not more, I have not more than 10 ringgit, meaning I have 10 ringgit. Or it can be less. I have 9, I have 8, I have 7, and so on. So when they said over here, a cake that has a mass of not more than 2 kg, so it can be less than or equal to like this. So we use this symbol, less than or equal to 2 kg. Okay, now they say the mass of the cake, x kg, is received by each neighbor. They use the symbol of x, the unknown, to represent the mass of the cake. So I'm going to start like this. Sorry, not m. Because of the word mass, I changed to m. X is less than or equal to 2 kg. Originally, now I'm teaching you how to get the linear inequality, but you don't write like this. Okay, followed by the next line, you see. If Madam Chen cuts the cake into 10 equal slices for her neighbor, meaning that this 2 kg is going to be cut into 10 equal slices. So we divide it by 10. Therefore, the linear inequality that we can form is x is less than or equal to 2 over 10. This one is just working, so I'm going to rub it off just to show you how to get the linear inequality. So you understand how to get this?
Yes.
You have to do it slowly sometimes when it involves more than a number. Okay, you have to do it slowly like this. Now we look at question C. Mr. Mohan is a businessman. He intends to donate 3% of the profit earned from his business to a local charity every month. This is a very long question here. So he intends to donate 3% of the profit. So profit meaning that he earned money. Okay, I draw the money here. Assume this is the money, a stack of money of his profit. Okay, so this is his profit. He intends to donate 3% of it. If I ask you to change the 3% into a fraction, can you change it to fraction? 3% is equal to how much?
3 over 100.
3 over 100.
Yes, very good. So 3% of his profit might be a few pieces from here, 3 pieces from 100 pieces of money over here. Okay, so next thing, let's see. 3 over 100 out of the profit. So we are going to write it down as 3 over 100. And then the profit is going to be replaced with P because you can see here, the profit P in RM. So I'm just going to replace it with P at the back. Usually we write like this, the unknown at the back if it comes together with the number. We don't write X2 like this. We usually write 2X. Okay, number comes first, followed by the unknown. Therefore, if we have 3 over 100 with the profit, we don't write P 3 over 100. Instead of, we write 3 over 100 P. Okay, now I continue on how to solve the linear inequality. We carry on. The profit P in RM, Mr. Mohan has to earn each month if his donation is to exceed 240. Meaning, he is going to donate more than 240 per month. Can he donate the same amount as 240 from this word? Can he just donate 240? Can or not? Exit dalam bahasa Melayu melebihi. So he cannot just donate 240. It must be greater than 240. Therefore, the symbol that we use over here is greater than 240. Do we need to write down the RM?
No.
No.
No, we just write down the number only. So this is how we form the linear inequality. Do you have any question, class?
No.
No, eh?
No.
In the next example, what we are going to do is you are going to be given the linear inequality with some of the information, and you have to form up the situation like this. Okay, so let us look at the given example here, the example 6. Write a situation based on each of the linear inequalities given. So you need to write a situation. This is required in the question. H is greater than 110, where H is the height of the passenger in centimeter. So you imagine you have a passenger. Passenger for what? Passenger for the roller coaster. So they have a minimum height. If you go to the playground, what do you call it? A theme park.
Yes.
How many of you have went to the theme park? Raise up your hand.
Me.
How many of you have played the roller coaster? Raise up your hand. Played the roller coaster. I have. I also raise up my hand. How many of you? 11 only. Played roller coaster before. Indoor playground. Doesn't matter indoor or outdoor. There are indoor roller coaster. There are outdoor roller coaster. Just that the size might be a bit different. Indoor might be smaller. Outdoor might be bigger. You never ride a roller coaster. Right now we cannot lah, huh? Okay, lower your hand. So we continue with our lesson here. Okay. So before you enter the playground to ride the roller coaster, you can see the signboard given, stated the height over there. How much is your height? The minimum requirement for you to enter the entrance of the roller coaster, right? So over here, the minimum, it must be greater than or equal to 110, where H is the height of the passenger in centimeter. So meaning that this part over here in centimeter. That is allowed to ride the roller coaster. So from here, we need to write a situation. You see, all the information is already given. It's very simple already. So what you need to do, just write down in sentence. Okay? There can be a few ways for you to write. So the one suggested from the book is the height of the passenger. Here, the height of the passenger. That is allowed to ride the roller coaster. Must be this part over here because of greater than or equal to. So you can use a lot of word to use it, right? Greater than or equal to, you can use at least. You can use not less than. I rub this off, huh? Not less than. You can use minimum. So you can see here, I repeat, the height of the passenger, this one, the height of the passenger that is allowed to ride the roller coaster is at least 110 centimeter. Or you can say the height of the passenger that is allowed to ride the roller coaster is not less than 110 centimeter. Or the height of the passenger that is allowed to ride the roller coaster is minimum. Use the minimum lah. Better, the minimum in front. The minimum height of the passenger that is allowed to ride the roller coaster is 110 centimeter. You get me, class?
Yes.
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 A few options that you can use to describe the situation. It's not just like the one that is given in the textbook. Okay, so we continue with B here. T is less than -5, where T is the temperature in degrees Celsius of the freezer compartment of a refrigerator. Okay, so you got to imagine in the freezer compartment, usually on top lah. Okay, but there are some new refrigerator right now, the freezer compartment is at the bottom. Okay, T is less than -5, meaning the temperature, it must be less than -5 degrees Celsius, or else it won't be cold enough to freeze up, right? So how do we give the situation, or how do we write down the situation? Okay, we are going to use the word, because of this, this is less than, right? So there's not much choices as the less than or equal to, or less greater than or equal to, because this one is less than. So what you can say is the temperature of the freezer compartment, okay, of the refrigerator is less than -5 degrees Celsius. Okay, I write down for you to see. The temperature of the freezer, compartment of a refrigerator is, because of this, less than -5 degrees Celsius. So in the situation, you have to write down all the unit given now, right? Okay, it's not the same as you get the linear inequality just now. Understand, class?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let us proceed to question C here. M is greater than 4,600, where this M over here is Mr. Siva's monthly salary in RM. Okay, so this one is much more simple already. And then they use the word, they use the symbol of greater than. Easier lah. If it is greater than, you can use the word more than. You can use greater than. I think that is all the word that you can use only. Okay, greater than. So what you say is Mr. Siva's monthly salary is more than RM 4,600. Okay, I write down Mr. Siva's monthly salary is, you can say greater than, also can. Now you add in the unit RM 4,600. Okay, you have any question?
No.
No, if you don't have any question,
No.
okay, we carry on how to solve the problem involving linear inequality. Okay, this one is related to linear equation. Linear equation that you learned in the previous chapter. If you know how to solve linear equation, it's very easy for you to solve linear inequality. Okay, now we look at this. They give you the example of the linear inequality first. Linear inequality in one variable. So you can see this one. This is a linear inequality. Why we call it inequality? Because of the inequality sign over here. Why it is linear? Because of the variable's power over here is to the power of 1. When it is to the power of 1, we use the word linear. So linear inequality in one variable means you only have one variable. So this is the only one variable over here. Okay? And then it is an unequal relationship between a number and a variable with the power of 1. So this is what we mean, okay, with the power of 1. And y is less than 4 is greater than 5 plus 2y. So this is also a linear inequality because the power of y is 1. It only has one variable, which is y. And then the both sides, they have, although they have the variable over here, but then you are going to group them together at one side later on. Usually we group them on the left. Okay, so we call these two here linear inequalities in one variable. Okay, linear because of it to the power of 1, inequality because of the symbol over here. If I change the symbol into equation, so what do you call this algebra expression here? You will call it as linear equation in one variable. So that's the difference. When I change the equal sign into inequality like this, we call it linear inequality in one variable. Okay? Now let's see. Okay, before we solve it, there are a few things that you have to bear in mind to solve linear inequality. First, it is the same as solving linear equation. That is to get the value of the unknown. Second, you only need to consider the direction. Because you can see the direction, it can point to the left, this one can point to the right. So this is the most important thing over here, which is different from linear equation. The only thing is the direction. So we are going to look at this over here on how to change the direction later on. Okay, before I start with the first question here, I just let you know, we only change the direction when we multiply or divide with a negative number. You bear in mind, we only change direction when we multiply or divide with a negative number. If we multiply or divide with a positive number, there's no changes. The changes only occur when we multiply or divide with a negative number. So you bear in mind, this is very important. We are going to see this later on. Okay, we look at A. X minus 2 is less than 6. So if we are going to solve this, if you look at your book, to solve this means that we are going to get the value of the unknown. So to get the value of the unknown, if this part is minus 2, we need to get rid of the negative 2 over here. Then we need to plus 2. And then less than or equal to 6. So if this one plus 2, we also plus 2 on the right. Okay, so over here you can see negative 2 plus 2, it becomes 0. The remaining is x. And then on the right, 6 plus 2 is 8. So we get the answer already. Okay, this is just to let you know on how to solve the problem. Like the linear equation, when we want to get rid or eliminate the negative 2, we plus 2. When we want to get rid of 7 here, we divide by 7. When we want to get rid of the negative 3 here, we multiply by negative 3. But I don't want you to solve it that way, because it's very troublesome. You have to do it on both sides. You just need to know you need to do it on both sides. But in real life, we are not going to do like this. Okay, what I want you to do is follow what we learned in the previous lesson. We are going to just move it to the right. So originally, x minus 2 is less than or equal to 6. I want to find the value of x, right? So I'm going to move the negative 2 to the right. Copy down the rest first. Copy down everything. Negative 2, when you move it to the right, it becomes positive 2. Okay, it's always the opposite. Therefore, the answer is 8. So x is less than or equal to 8. That's all. Understand?
Yes.
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 Okay. Now we go to B. So same thing, I'm going to do like what we have learned in the previous lesson. 7x is greater than or equal to 28. So what do I want to find here?
X.
Very good. I want to find x. So you copy down the rest first, like this. Copy down everything. This is 7 minus 7 multiplied by x. So I want to move the 7. Multiply will become divide by 7. So you solve it. 28 divided by 7. The answer is equal to 4. Okay. Now we do question C. C is negative x over 3 less than 9. So you see the negative x is on top. We can do like this. Okay. We take the whole thing here. Negative x is less than 9. So the 3, if I want to move over, it becomes multiply 3. Why? Because this is divided by 3. Okay? Negative x over 3 means negative x divided by 3. So if I move, the opposite of division is multiplication. Okay, 7 times 3 is 20. Sorry, 9 times 3 is 27. Okay, negative x is 27. But it's not done yet because we have to always find our answer in the positive form. This negative x means negative 1x. So we need to get rid of the negative 1. Therefore, the x will be 27. This is negative 1 times x, right? Times becomes divided by negative 1. Therefore, the answer will be negative 27. Okay? So if you are fast enough, actually, you see, sorry, I forgot to do one thing here. Just now, I've told you already, right? We need to change the direction when we multiply or divide by a negative number. So if you can see here, we divide by a negative number, right? So as long as we divide by a negative number, we need to change the sign. It becomes greater. It becomes greater. Okay? Why is it so? For example, I say negative k is less than 2. If I want to find out k will be greater than negative 2. Okay? You see how, I give you a number. I assume k is a 1. Negative 1 is less than 2. Correct, right? Now, 1. The k is 1, right? Is greater than negative 2. So, 1 is here. Negative 2 is here. So, 1 is greater than negative 2, right?
Yes.
So you remember when you change the sign, become positive like this, you need to change the symbol. Okay, like this one. Once you divide by a negative number, you change the symbol right away. So this is what the examiner is going to find in your work later on. They are going to see, do you change the sign? Yes. If you change the sign, you are going to be given 1 mark here. And the answer correct, another mark. Okay, that is how it's counted. Now we look at question D. Okay, I'm going to do the D here on the right. 7 minus 4x is greater than 15. Okay, 7 minus 4x is greater than 15. What are we going to look for here? We are looking for the value of
X.
x. Yes. So I'm going to keep this on the left first. Negative 4x. Greater than 15. Copy down everything. Okay. 7 is a positive 7. If I want to move the 7 to the right, it becomes minus 7. How much is 15 minus 7?
8.
15 minus 7 is 8. Very
8.
good. So negative 4x is greater than 8. Now, if I want to find x only, so the 8 is going to be, this is 4 times x, right? Negative 4 times x, you see carefully, negative 4 times x. Times becomes divide. So it will be divided by negative 4. You get the whole thing. You move the whole thing to the right. Okay? So, again, you see this one? We divide with the negative number. What to do? Change the
symbol.
Yeah, change the symbol. Okay, becomes less than. Only after that, we rewrite the answer. So x is less than negative 4 times 2x. Okay, like this, for 1, 4, for 2x. So I have negative 2 as the answer. Are you okay, class?
Yes.
Yes.